Welcome to the November 6, 2016 GuitarBlog episode on 9th and 13th chords for blues. Now, blues chords are most commonly seen functioning in progressions as dominant 7th, but your next blues jam can be jazzed up quite easily by learning how to include a couple of chord extensions placed upon the dominant 7th. Now, these extensions include the 9th and the 13th. And when they're added onto the notes of the existing dominant 7th chord, we achieve a very interesting sound that really catches the listener's ear. See, by spicing up the sound of the dominant chord, we achieve more color, and this allows for subtle changes in how we approach our soloing. Guitarists like Stevie Ray Vaughn have created a fantastic sound by including these very extensions. So let's zoom in on the neck and get started learning how to play and apply these 9th and 13th extensions. In example 1, we're going to be looking at some dominant 9th chord patterns played off of the 6th string and the 5th string. Now, the chord patterns for the dominant 9th chord are fairly easy to develop and integrate into a standard blues progression. In example 1, I've shown two ways that these 9ths can be added alongside of the dominant 7th chords. In example 1A, I've used a 6th string root B7 chord and created a groove that applies the root of the dominant 7th, converting over to dominant 9th. Then we're going to go to a 4 chord of E dominant 7th. Then we're going to head over to A dominant 7th and then move up to A sharp and come back to the B. So it's a really nice progression. Altogether it goes like this. So this example 1A is just functioning there with the dominant 9th off of the 6th string root. And the dominant 9th chord shape just looks like that. We've got our tonal center note there, our root off the 6th string, that's a B. And then we're building the B dominant 9th by having the flat 7 tone on the 4th string. And then we've got our 9th that's found on the 3rd string. And then up on top there we have a 5th just to round things out. All right, that's example 1A. Let's take a look now in example 1B. I've switched to a similar example but built off the 5th string root. It is going to be kind of a more funky blues sound. I'm going to be using the F dominant 9th exclusively. It's going to have a little bit of a 16th note feel there. On the downbeat of 1, we'll have our 16th note groove, 1 and 2, and then we're going to move into a little phrase here going. So the first beat, then we're going to head back to the F9 again. Then we're going to have a walked up phrase going. Altogether comes to be sounding like this. Now, as far as that chord goes, the setup of it is we have our root tone, in this case it's an F, then a major 3rd, then the flat 7, giving it that dominant color. Then what happens next is we get our 9th show up. That's on the 2nd string at the 8th fret there. And that's a G. And then if you want to, you can add in on top there too. There's a high C that's available. That's a 5th up top. It's a really nice sound to add. It's very bright when you put that high C on the 1st string up there. I'm going to play example number 1B again, but I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Gives it a little bit better impression when you take it a little bit faster in tempo. So that's example 1. A couple of different versions of using the dominant 9th both off of the 6th string and off of the 5th. Smooth Jazz Chords introduces chord types that offer a very different sound from the chords that are used in almost every other style of music. The Smooth Jazz Chords video lesson is a 2-part course that demonstrates chord types that are used in the smooth jazz style. These chords are often referred to as triad over bass note chords, and the lesson demonstrates these chord shapes as well as their use using both diagrams and example progressions. Smooth Jazz Chords is available for instant download in the View Our Products area at creativeguitarstudio.com. All right, I think you're really going to like example number 2. What's happening here is we're taking the dominant 9th chord pattern into a really funky blues sound. I've got some passing tones we're going to run through, some scale ideas, some arpeggiating ideas. It's going to be a very neat effect. So I've added the chord voicing of dominant 9th as well in example 2 off of the 4th string, so having a 4th string root. So we have our A root in this case, and we're going to a major 3rd, C sharp. And we're coming around to a G next. That's a flat 7 tone, so that's your dominant color right there. Then up on top, we're adding the 9. So there's your B up on the top of that shape right there. And how we're going to integrate that is we're going to add it alongside of a A7 built from the low 6th string root. I'm just going to do a small piece of the A7 there. Just getting the root and the flat 7 and the major 3rd. Then I'm going to arpeggiate that A9 off 4th string. Then the next thing I'm going to do is move into a D7. Just standard bar chord style, D dominant 7th off 5th string root, dropping down to a D dominant 9. Little guitar lick idea. I'm going to come forward there on the 4th string to the 7th fret, play an A dominant 7th shape, real typical, you probably know that one. It's the same concept as the standard D7 shape, but you're refingering it to free up the use of your index finger. You got that nice movable dominant 7th from that, perspective of that D7 from open position. Then after that, we're going to get into a nice funky 16th note groove with some scratches on an A9, on the A9 that I just mentioned, actually the 4th string root A9. Just get a nice kind of groove going there with that with some scratches. And then we're going to go through an F9 off the 5th string root on 8th fret there, dropping down a half step to another 9th chord. It's on E this time. So F and then E9. So altogether, we've got a lot going on there. Let me play this thing nice and slow for you to give you a good idea how it sounds. It goes like this. There's a lot going on. I'll just kind of work it through again with you. The A7, coming up around to that A9, then the D7, D9. With that little turnaround lick, moving up into the A dominant 7th from 4th string, and then those funky hits on the A9 4th string root, and then up to the F9 to the E9. Nice half step drop down there, take you back around to an E to pull you back to the top of the progression. So here it is again. All right, so there's a really cool little funky blues idea that's operating with a new voicing for you. It's the 9th chord voicing built from the 4th string. So now you got lots of 9ths to inject into your own playing. We had mentioned on the example 1, having the B9, and then we saw how we could use the F9 off the 5th string root. Now these are of course movable. You can take them anywhere that you want to. And then the same thing goes with the 9th that was built on the 4th string. These are all root in the bass. So that's the A9, you drop it over here, you got a G9, F9. Very nice sounds, very funky, can give you a lot of nice color. But we're going to take a short break and then come back in part 2 of the lesson. In the members area, we're going to be breaking down how to get these into the format of a 12-bar blues. I'll have some example progressions. We're going to pop these sounds in, plus I'm going to be introducing the 13th. Thanks for watching part 1 of the lesson. Be sure to sign up for a membership at creativeguitarstudio.com to watch part 2. In the second half, we'll work on the application of the 13th chord and get more focused on the use of these extensions in blues progressions by inserting them into sections of the 12-bar blues progression. Plus, as a member, you'll also be able to download the handout for this lesson plan. So I'll catch up with you next in the members area at creativeguitarstudio.com. Thanks for watching. Click here to subscribe to the GuitarBlog Update YouTube channel and never miss another video. Click here to sign up for your free membership to creativeguitarstudio.com. And if you take out a paid membership, you'll get premium content downloads of jam tracks, lesson handouts, and full access to all the members area video lessons. The Blues Guitar Styles ebook is a masterclass course covering a huge amount of information on the blues style, with 8, 12, and 16-bar blues progressions, classic blues styles, plus all the important chord patterns. There's over 50 pages of information, including sections on blues techniques like slide, alternate tuning, and bending. This ebook has everything the guitar player needs for a solid foundation in blues guitar, including 27 MP3 audio tracks for easy at-home study. Blues Guitar Styles is available for instant download in the View Our Products area at creativeguitarstudio.com.